Okay, our session is we're recording now. I want to say welcome again. Welcome to tonight's session. We're going to be looking at closure reports. So how you can summarize everything that happened in your project. So that is what we're going to look at. And this will bring what you need to do, all the documentation, all the event meetings you need to do, carry out as a project manager in the project. So with all we've shared here, you should be able to handle a project like a pro, not a quack. So that's it. And the left thing that remain in project management is tools, and some of these tools we already use them already. We just need to talk a few things about the tools, and then talk about skills, soft skills we need, and then talk about methodologies in case you find yourself in Agile, Waterfall, or any other methodology. That's what we'll try to cover next week. And we'll hands off on project management and start looking towards business analysis. So let me share my screen. Okay. All right, this is our, okay, let me see. My screen is coming up. Okay. So let's quickly recap what is expected of a project manager before we come back here. This is I shared this document with everybody. We should have a copy of it. And looking at all the activities, this is here, all the activities. Project managers, this. You can see here, I'll have project brief. We'll have identify stakeholders and the expectations. We'll have work breakdown structure. We'll have defining roles and responsibilities using RACI metrics. We'll have assembling team members using kickoff meeting. We'll have identified project scope and project approach. We're yet to handle project methodologies, which I agreed we're going to do next week. And facilitating initial requirement gathering, like I said, this is for business analysts. So you see all the things that project manager needs to do. We've covered all of them, and we've come down here. Project charter, creating project charter, the project manager, and RAID, using RAID log, we'll talk about it. Project plan, we'll talk about it. Some of you already know how to do that. I'm sure everybody should know how to do that. And all these are BA responsibilities, which we are going to deal with business analysis. And here is Scrum. So we're going to talk about this Scrum, Agile Scrum, when we're going to deal with methodologies. We're going to cover Agile methodologies. And then come down, we've done a part of the RAID, closing RAID logs, lesson learned, post-implementation review, lesson learned and post, they're almost just terminologies, and document lesson learned reports, and upload in repository, project repository, which is FreightCamp. We are going to start, once we start onboarding on FreightCamp, we will see how FreightCamp works and how we can upload documents there. And finally, project closure reports, which we are going to do. You see, we've covered almost everything that you need to do as a project manager. It's only a few bits like this methodology, Square Scrum. So we've progressed, and that's it. That's a recap. And what we're doing today is closure reports, how you can close a closure report. This is a template we have here. You can use these templates, and as here, we see here we have a problem, so have a project description, project leader, date of completion, we have deliverables, and who owns the deliverables, benefits from the project, both financial benefits, performance, other benefits, shortfalls, and yeah, and officially signing off, closing the project. So this is a template we can use. So let's look at our lesson notes. And here is our lesson notes for closure. So that's it. We've really come a long way. Yeah. So, and I thank God I've not fought with anybody. So you guys should congratulate me. We're almost close our project management and we'll never fought. Both fighting. So that's good. We're getting more matured, more refined, more disciplined. We're building leaders that can go. I want to see in 2027 coming up, I want to see so many of you coming out for elections like House of Assembly, House of Reps, governors, even challenging the president, because you are the leaders that we are looking up to. So many of them are not that leader, they have no leadership quality. So we can do it. It doesn't require much. All you need to do is confidence. So, and if you come out, we support you. We'll give you ginger because we believe in all our leaders. So let's move. Let's move. All right. Okay. So what is project closure report? Project closure reports. All right. Kuya, can you tell us what project closure report is? Yeah, you're on mute. Put yourself on.
Sorry, come again. I can hear you. I can't. What's the question again?
I say, tell us what project closure report means.
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to catch up with the class. All this while I've been offsite, so I don't think I'm in the best position to answer that.
Well, none of us here has we've not treated it before. Moreover, it's staring at you.
Okay. Oh, okay. So project report is a document prepared at the end of a project to summarize its outcome, assess its success, and ensure all project activities are completed. It provides a record of the project's achievements, challenges, and lessons, serving as a reference for future projects.
Sure.
Yeah, so I didn't also say that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Before you join my class, make sure you take a cup of coffee because I can pick you at random and I don't want you to tell me you are not prepared.
Oh,
Prepared,
it's all
prepared.
right.
Are you going to wedding? What are you preparing for? Are you going to church? You're already in a classroom, so you should be ready for any eventuality also
True.
in this class. So more especially if you put on your camera. If you don't have, if you don't put your camera on, I don't have business with you.
Oh,
No, I don't talk to you. But those who put on their cameras are my friends, and these are the people I ask questions, people I can assign responsibilities to, people I
no.
can give a job if there are job opportunities.
Okay.
All right, thank you
Yep. You're welcome.
for telling us what projects closure report, like you said, is a summary of outcome, outcomes, assesses each success, and ensure all project activities are completed. So we try to summarize everything, put it in a report. We capture all our challenges, all the risk, all the lesson learned, everything we put it together in a document. And, we look at what we've achieved. We look at all the things we agreed to do from the beginning, and we look at the checkbox. Have we been able to achieve all these things? You can't just finish a project without reviewing your board, looking at matching what is expected to do and what is actually done. You need to do that. And once that report, although before you start writing that report, you must have gotten a green light that the stakeholders are happy. And how the stakeholders are happy, we have a form called acceptance form. It's the duty of a business analyst in this kind of project. So that's why I don't want us to deal acceptance form, because it's for business analysts. So once you get that green light, you put up your project closure reports and get approval, have a meeting review with stakeholders, and the project is closed officially. And you can take your team out for a treat. It's important when you finish your project, take your team out and celebrate them. So many projects doesn't come to an end. So many of them got abandoned along the line. So when one got at the closing line, there is need for celebration. Yeah. It's very important. It serves as project accountability, confirm whether the project activity objectives and deliverables are met, which were already stated, and stakeholder communication, communicate the outcome to the stakeholders, and lesson learned. That's why we did lesson learning. Lesson learning is very important. Lesson learned, you need to look at all the rocky road, all the challenges, disappointments, how you navigated all of them till you finish that project. It's important to see people celebrating. Why wouldn't people not celebrate? Project is not that so easy. It's not easy. So we need to look at all the challenges. So many of us entered university, and so many of us didn't graduate. So many of us graduated. That is a big project of your life, entering university. But that's why you see during graduation, some people tend to go crazy. Wow, finally. That is a big project, so celebration. Lesson learned. You see how during all this time you're in the uni strike, this and that, a lot. You fall a victim of a lecturer, this happen, and you keep pushing. You carry over some courses, you keep pushing, and finally you graduate. That's how we have to. So it's important to document lesson learned. So that's one thing we don't do in the uni. Every student should be able to submit a report of their challenges, how they have managed, what they passed through, to serve as a reference point for the younger ones to learn, you know. So official closure marks as the end of the project and release resources. It marks as the end of the project. You know, every project should have a close where we agree that this project is officially closed. It's important. Submit closure reports. And then compliance ensures all contractual and organization requirements are met. You look at all the agreements, agree both external stakeholders, make sure that everything, we met all the requirements, and that's it. So it's very, very important. This is the last thing that you do as a project manager, this report. Once you submit a report, before you even submit your report, you should have uploaded all the necessary documents, arrange everything, make sure everything is in order. And once you submit the project report, that's it. So let's look at components, how a closure report should, what we should capture. We should first start from the project overview, brief summary of the project, its goals and scope, objective and scope, statement of objectives and whether they are achieved. Did we achieve what we agreed that we're going to achieve in this project? Deliverables, summary of deliverables, list all project deliverables and their status. All the things that we said we are going to do, you have to list all of them, completed, pending, incomplete. It's important to list all of them. But at this point, it's expected that you must have checked all the boxes, everything is completed. It's important. So, and budgets, these are where you need to pay attention. The stakeholders will want to look at, these are some of the areas they will quickly go and look at. Budgets, comparison, that is comparing the actual budget and the planned budget. For instance, if we agree to use £10,000, then we need to look at what we actually spent. If we agreed to use 10,000 and we ended up spending 7,000, and the project is of high quality, then you are getting a bonus. You and your team are getting a rise, a bonus. They should celebrate you. But even if you are getting them, you have to equally state how come you get this budget surplus. How did you come? You didn't finish the budget, and if you have gone above your budget, if you run deficits, that you, for instance, you have £10,000, and at the end of the project, you spend £15,000, meaning that at some point in that project, you have to beg for them to release more money for you. You have to actually state what happened, the reason for this variance. And the same thing to timeline analysis of whether the project was completed on time. So these are the two things. The project should complete on time and on budget. If there is a variance, the project didn't complete on time and on budget, you need to state the reason. And key success factors, metrics or indicators used to assess a project. Before you start this project, even the project brief, you must have captured high level of success factor. What good looks like. That is what we call it. What good looks like. What is expected of you. Most of the time, it comes with metrics. 50% time saved. So these are some of the things. You look at the metrics. Have you been able to look at the metrics, KPIs, and say, yes, I check all the boxes? And then stakeholder feedback. Summary of feedback from key stakeholders. All the stakeholders, they need to give you feedback, their honest opinion about the project. If they are happy, they need to think they are happy. If they are not happy, they need to criticize everything you guys have done, and give you review and give you feedback, whether you guys have done well, where you felt you should improve on, or things like that. Yeah, and I welcome it because it's part of, even if you receive bad, unfavorable review, you take it as part of it. So feedback will be either negative or positive. If you receive negative, it's an avenue for you to improve. So challenges, describing of major challenges and how they were mitigated. You need to, if at some point when you are a student, you run out of cash, the person sponsoring you in school lost their job and they were unable to pay your school fees and to pay your hostel fees and everything. And at that point, you have to even start doing conductor, riding Okada in school in order to survive. These are challenges, serious challenges that could have stopped you from graduating. You have to capture everything, the challenges you had, and how you navigated. In our whole project, the same thing, capture challenges, how you navigated those challenges. It's important because these are some of the documents some of the new project managers are eager to look at to see the kind of challenges you pass through and they learn. So, and lesson learned, insights, and recommendation for future projects. Based on all the challenges, all the things you learn, you are now at in a position where you can start advising other people about this kind of projects, and based on your challenges, experience, you become experienced in that domain, and you should be able to give advice on how to improve within the related projects. So, and then handover details, handover of all deliverable relevant to team or stakeholders. Anyone you need to hand over personally, or like I said, upload document to the relevant area where they need to be. And that's it. If you are a contract project manager, they hire you for a contract, they say, yeah, this project is just 1 year fixed term. Once you finish them, by this time, you should be able to know if they are giving you another project or they are not giving you another project, or you already secured another project. It's important to send back their equipment, what's like laptop if they come with telephone or some document that's with anything that you need to hand over, you hand them over, and then close out actions. Actions taking on contract, release resource, and finalize documentation. Anything that need to close out contracts, if you have anything with suppliers, or you need to tidy everything out, close everything, and that's it. Anything that is every documentation that needs to be tidied, you need to do everything. And then appendix, supporting documents. Every supporting document, you attach them on these closure reports, and yeah, you hand them over, and that's it. And if they're happy, that's it. You receive a signature, and everybody moves on. So steps. If you want to follow step-by-step guide to do this, first thing is to gather data, all the data, every document. You are not going to start looking for fresh information to write this closure report. You don't need fresh information on everything you are going to use for this documentation is already here within the project. It's part of the things you have been doing. It's just like a business analyst trying to write a business case. When you're writing a business case, you don't need to go and start cracking your brain to produce a fresh deliverable. It's just to summarize, put everything you'll be doing together as a report. So in your own case, you put everything that happened in that project as a report. You know, you have collect data on deliverables. You already have data on that. Timeline, you have data on that. Cost, outcome, you already have information on all this. Review key project documents such as project plan. You already have project plan. Meeting minutes, we already talk about meeting minutes. This is why it's important to have to keep documents of all the meeting minutes you have, because you're going to need them. Risk register or red log. I will talk about risk register or red log. How you'll be capturing all the risk and mitigating them. You already have them. You know, if you have been documenting lesson learned report, like I encourage you to do it weekly, you already have a lesson learned. Everything you need, you have them. Just pick them, put them together. Summarize the outcome. Clearly state whether the project met its objective. Based on all the information you have, you should be able to do that. Highlight key achievements and deliverables. You should be able to do this if you are actually the one who delivered that project. Evaluate performance. Capture actual performance against the plan. The plan is the actual plan, where we started. This is the agreement. We agreed to use £10,000 and we agreed to deliver this project within 6 months. That is, these are plans. Did we spend that £10,000? Yes, good. Did it go over? That is, if went over, is a variance. If we didn't spend all of them, it's still a variance. You need to state the reasons. Just like I said earlier. And yeah, time and scope, everything. Wherever we have got variance against the original plan, you state the reason for the variance. That is what we call deviation. We have standard deviation. We did that in a second. So wherever we've got deviation, explain the reason for the deviation, the variance, and document lesson learned. We've already talked about it. Conduct lesson learned session with project team. So when you're conducting the final lesson learned, it's just for you to bring all the lesson learned report together. So once you've done that, that one is a big plus for you. From that particular document, you can just fill in this area lesson learned and note successes and area for improvement. They are part of the lesson learned. Include stakeholder feedback. Stakeholders, they need to give you feedback, honest feedback about you guys' performance, if they are happy or they are not happy, or if you are getting a rise, or if you are terminating your contract, or whatever, they must get a feedback. Summarize their observation is going to be part of the report, and finalize handover. Ensure deliverables are transferred to the operations team or stakeholders, and confirm all contractual obligations will be fulfilled, and then you compile your report. Right, step 7, you compile your report. You use structured template. I've shared a template when we are starting this. So if you know you don't have a template, you've not seen a template, you have one you can use. I encourage you to use templates. It's a very big standard in project management, so that everything will be consistent, uniform. If you are, most companies have their template, project template. If you don't know where it is, ask the PMOs, they will provide you with the template. Review for completeness and accuracy before distributing to stakeholders or wherever you need to. You must complete it. And approve and distribute. Share the report with stakeholders and secure their approval. Archive the reports for future reference. And that's it. You can see this a copy for Futraco, and yeah. That's it. And yeah. So this is a practical scenario of a project report here. So like here, overview is expansion of Futraco to additional 5 states in Nigeria to increase the market share. Objectives to achieve 95% of vendor onboarding and establish logistic partners in all new states. Deliverable, vendor platform integration, complete. Logistics contract complete. Customer outreach ongoing. Yeah, you can see this one is an ongoing because continuous registering of customers is a continuous. So you see all the deliverables. This is the way all the deliverables. You state their status. This one is ongoing, but it can never stop. As long as that company is in existence, you continue to get more customers, you continue to look for customers. And planned budget is £50,000. And the actual budget, actual spent is 48,500. Budget savings due to streamlined vendor onboarding. So you see, we saved some money when we state the reason for that. We had a streamlined vendor onboarding, and because of that, we saved some money. And time performance, projects completed within 8 weeks time frame, and that is within the time frame. So, and then have key success factors, vendor onboarding rate, delivery efficiency, and customer retention in new states. So some of these they should have need to put some rates here, and some of them will not come out immediately. And stakeholder feedback. Stakeholders express satisfaction with the smooth execution, but requested enhanced customer outreach. So you see, they are happy, but they still make some reservation, which is part of they have rights to make their reservation. And challenges, delay in logistic partnership, resolved by engaging additional vendors. So where there is delay or where there is challenges, they stated the challenges and mitigation resolved by. So you state how you handled your challenges. And lesson learned, future expansion should include earlier engagement with logistics, because where we have challenges is within the logistics. So we're now talking about how can we improve on the issue of logistics, and that is the lesson learned. And handover details. Operations team has taken over vendor management and customer service. So at this point, you are a project manager. You guys are a project team. You've delivered, you hand over to vendor management and customer service. Those will continue with the vendor and those will continue with customer. This is going to be their continuous everyday job, managing vendors and managing customers. And that is the operations team. And closeout action, finalize all vendor contract, archive project documentation, and release resources. Resources here are documents that people can, if you be able, relevant information, keep them where everybody should be able to access them. And appendix, map new states, map of new states, vendor onboarding statistics, and final reports. All the final reports in different areas should be attached, and that's it. And you can equally come down and add appendix for signature. That's it. And yeah, with that, we have a project closure report in place. So this is not for us because we're not working on this. So best practice, be honest. Honest reports, acknowledge challenges and failures as learning opportunities. Like some people will start feeling once you give them your honest review where they didn't get it, they started they start feeling bad, they start feeling agitated. That's lack of professionalism. People should be able to criticize you constructively. Constructive criticism is different from some people feeling insulted or slighted when they give you honest. If you don't do that, so you have to be honest with yourself. And when we are writing reports, you should equally be honest. Be comprehensive. This is a closure report. Include all key aspects of the project, even minor details. Use visual graphs, charts, and visual enhancements that will help to understand and engage. Focus on lesson learned, emphasize recommendation to improve on future projects, and ensure alignment. Involve the entire team in preparing the reports to ensure accuracy and inclusiveness. But this writing report, we are closing the project. So it's not something you do in isolation. Ask questions. Anything you ask your team member, like project business analyst, do you think I'm missing anything or this and this? The report about the project that all of us that we led doesn't mean that you should shut anybody. So it should be a collective, though you are the person that anchoring the report. So the project closure report is a critical document for conducting a project and ensure organizational learning. These are where they get their resources from live project. They don't need to go and start buying textbooks to learn about project management. Yeah, if they can buy, they can keep it for further learning, but this is life experience. Learning from life experience, which is very important. It's not fictitious, it's not so they value this is a big asset. So, it provides clarity and outcome, foster accountability, and set the stage for future success. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, this is a template you can use. This is a template. I will load everything we have access. You can use this template. You can use the one in the notes, whichever one. But it's you've seen it, how it looks like, and how, like I said, organizations where you might work, you are working as a freelancer, where they ask you to provide whatever you can provide to do your job good. Or I know so many organizations, or even some, they'll provide you their template if they have. If they don't have, encourage them to develop templates. That's how to build a project management office. Yeah, and that's it. So by now, we have seen step-by-step documents, how we arrive this place. If you are following us, you should know how we have recapped this, how we come to see where we are now at the closure level. So we see how we gradually get to this place. So we've not finished. So we'll go back and some of the things we still need to do, like this agile methodology. By the time we finish with projects, methodologies will cover these areas. Agile methodologies, you know how to do that, and who becomes Scrum Master, and who is the product owner and B and Dev. So we cover them. But yeah, we'll do that next week. And then we'll cover soft skills. There's nowhere they are going to ask you to submit a document about your soft skills. So that's what we don't have it here. And there's nowhere they are going to ask you to submit a report about the tools. So we don't have it here. It's not a part of activity or deliverable. Nobody's asking, what you still need to know the tools to use, the right tools, and you still know the kind of skills you need to exhibit as a professional project manager. Some of these tools we already started using it, some like Project Labor, that is Project Planner, and Unified Modeling Documents, tools like Draw.io, which we use. And these are some of the key tools we are going to use, like we're already using tools like Google Meet for conference having meeting and the rest of them. These are some of the key tools. And then collaborative environment, that is We'll talk about all of them next week. That's like Fleet Camp, Base Camp, Asana, and the rest of them. So we'll talk about them. And after them, we'll jump into business analysis. As we're doing business analysis, we're equally going to be starting the project. So the classic business analysis will be running and the project will be running as well. We're going to devote one day in a week for project status update and then 2 days for business analysis. That's how we're going to be running it. And yeah, if you have questions, you can bring them on. All right, thank you everyone. And yeah, Elijah, you're having a question, so you come up with your question.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Mr. Elijah.
Yes, sir.
Or Professor Elijah. Or Honorable Elijah. Which one?
Prophet Elijah.
Okay. Good.
All right, sir. Please, I just wanted to emphasize on how we can actually, what we can do to avoid deficit in a project.
Yeah, we've already done that.
Yeah, I just wanted to just emphasize on it, just a brief explanation.
So for you to avoid deficit, you need to start from what we call project a budget. You need to contingencies. You need to make a room for contingencies, and have a buffer. You keep a buffer so that you can fall back on it whenever you have an issue. Meaning that we've talked about that if you have like 50,000, you keep a buffer of like 10,000 pounds out of the 50. You work with 40. So, and make sure you equally do that in your areas where you are going to have delays, like not only in a budget that you try to keep a buffer, you need to equally keep the same in a timeline. Keep a buffer for timeline. If you have 3 weeks, you have 3 months, first plan to deliver the project within 2 months. So if you are struggling to deliver within two months, you fall back on the 3rd month. So most of the things that are going to cause deficit is delay, and try to be disciplined. Follow up. Don't go and relax. Follow team members up. Make sure that they deliver their work within the time allocated to them. So don't. One way to fall into deficit is this kind of delays. But if you have unforeseen circumstances, everybody will understand. We have unplanned circumstances like what happened during COVID-19, where they shut down, you can't go to work. And if you are working in a project where you cannot, every project is not IT project where you can work online. What if it's a construction project where the laborers come, electricians come, you go on site? It's still a project, and everything they say everybody stay at home. You see, it's going to be delayed. If like they delay you for 1 month, you know what that means? It's going to cost you a lot. So that's situations like that. So, but if you find yourself in that area, everybody's on a use exceptional circumstance. But like based on your question, try to first keep buffer before. Don't use you don't use all the allocated resources. Keep some for the rainy day, just like what we do in everything we do. So with that, it should be fine. And with discipline, people will call you names. People will say you are wicked when you become disciplined. Some people will appreciate you. You know, those who are into professionally, but some people like electricians, bricklayers, plumbers, these that we call them operatives. Some of these operatives are low technicians. They will not understand what delay is. They don't know the impact of delay. So some of them will be seeing you as their enemy. Don't bother yourself. Stick to your job.
Okay,
So
thank you, sir.
these are ways you can avoid overspending.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, is it only Elijah? Everybody is happy? All right, thank you. And you enjoy your weekend.
Happy weekend, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
Mr. Kennedy, enjoy your weekend.
Happy weekend.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice
Happy
weekend.
weekend, sir.
Yeah.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, sir. Today,
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Charles. Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Try
sir. Happy
to
weekend.
try to
Thank you, sir. Sir, you're wonderful. God bless you, sir.
and you too have some barbecue. Mr. Tony, are you having barbecue?
Wow, that's what summer is all about. Grilling.
Yeah.
That's
Well, in